All right, guys, welcome back. 2025 TSLA. Today's $380. That's pretty much where we're close today. 6% down. Happy New Year, you all. So we got to start with the headline, right? In the morning, the delivery numbers came out for Q4, I believe. Vehicle Giant reported 570 deliveries, and total production over 459,444 vehicles in the last quarter of the year. Competition. The market was expecting a little bit higher figures. And then what's going on else? So market. Yeah, these guys are a bit dramatic about Tesla's tech numbers. Shocked the Wall Street. It's like we are first time seeing Tesla drop 6% in a day or go up in a day that much. But yeah, this is the big headline. But we were already looking for, last time we talked about this name, that market could take a profit in the beginning of the year. Overall market, if you take a look at the heat map today, was taking a little bit of a hit in the morning, and then we did recover a little bit into the year end. Apple was another name, declined. Microsoft, large cap names pulled back, except for Nvidia, I guess, right? But overall, S&P 500 today closed negative slightly, and QQQ closed negative as well. Nasdaq 100. So what's going on with Tesla? Well, we talked about this one, profit taking, retracement, whatever you want to call it. But this rally after election, it was pretty epic rally, okay? So after this sort of a rally for Tesla to pull back 20% from its highs, is it 20%? Let's measure it. From 488 to these levels over today's lows. Yeah, that was around like 23% decline, actually. This is a pullback, 4 or 5 consecutive days of selling, especially after this one day of relief bounce that we had for the stock right here. And then ever since, it was pretty much every day selling. And we were talking about this name right here as well, that this, after, if it cracks this level of support level, it could go test its 50-day moving average, which is at the moment $348 level. Can it decline a little bit more? Yeah, absolutely. It can come down to these levels. But at the same time, now, if you're bullish the stock, you want the stock to fight through these pretty big supply levels now, between 420 and 475, 480, for fundamental reasons, okay? Speculative, money, it did push it. Squeeze money, it did push it. But now, I don't know if overall market is going to try to pump again, because there's going to be a lot of headlines coming out pretty soon. January 20th. It's not too far away. So market should be volatile, in my opinion. Again, this is purely my opinion. Regarding Tesla, yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback and then maybe some sort of a relief bounce. We do have a gap right here now. From yesterday to today, we did gap down. It didn't try to fill it. So at some point, if we do see stock basically decline to these 350-ish levels, 360, this is the breakout area back in November, then we might see stock try to rally back to $405 level. And if it does have a hard time over there, or even 420, I would say 415, I would be looking to trade it to the downside if it fails, because we already know now there are so many people who have got trapped at these highs with shares. Whoever thought that this, because I was watching a lot of people right around here as it approached 500. I think my highest level I was watching 500. A lot of contracts were coming in for 700, 800, 900. And that was a little bit exuberance, right, in the market. And a lot of YouTubers started giving like double price targets, like saying, yeah, the stock is going to hit 600, 700, 800, 900. And this is a large cap stock. You need to understand that this stock, the fact that it moved almost 100% in the last 2 months, that is very unusual, 120%. And after that much of a move, for the stock to retrace and then move sideways, chop around, or maybe even stay in the range, absolutely normal. You don't want to have too much of a high expectation when you're trading such a large stock, and it's at the same time is very, very cyclical stock. So now, yeah, as a technical guy who watches and trades from pivotal support resistance levels, I would definitely be watching for some sort of a bounce at 50-day moving average. But still, I think it can go a little bit more, 20, 30 points maybe to the downside. But if it cracks 50-day moving average, of course, we're going to come take a look at it again. But so far, those are my levels for this stock. There's not much of a crazy things to talk about this name. I'm sure some people may have tried to bottom tick this name and thought that this was enough of a pullback to consider, but I'm looking at back literally 2 months ago. So this stock is still up 100+% or so from recent lows. And yeah, it's 20%. It's not a big deal. But if you take a look at the put to call ratio in the market, yeah, there's not much going on. There's not much of people trying to bet to the upside, because put to call ratio about the same, 1.6 million total calls traded today on January 2nd, and 1.4 million puts traded. So yeah, off that elevated IV now, of course, it looks like IV slightly declined today despite stock dropping, but people could have sold a lot of puts. You can see it on the volume delta as well. What was sold at the ask, what was sold at the bid. You can see a lot of calls that are traded, like 50% of the calls that traded today, very low delta premiums, which are strikes, 0 to 20, 834,000 contracts. So a lot of people could have sold the calls, thinking that now the stock can pull back a little bit more and just maybe even chop around, kill a lot of premium. But again, this is very first day of the market, 2025. I'm expecting still overall market to pull back a little bit more, because if you take a look at the SPY, QQQ, we're still trading below 50-day moving average. I mean, QQQ, I mean, nasdaq 100 today looks like this is the first day it closed below 50-day. But it's the only tech that I was holding up overall market. So if we're going to see a little bit more profit taking into the beginning of the year, Apple already started declining, but Amazon, Google, all those names, if they start declining, I mean, it can drag all those large caps a little bit more, and I could, expect a little bit more pullback for Tesla. So I'm not in a buy the tip mood yet for the market, still early. I would give it at least up until next big option expiration, and then after that we have pretty big inauguration. So the new president is going to come in, and we'll see from there. So basically for the January, I can say until expiration of a 17th, I would be watching this name pretty much hover around this 50-day moving average and in this range. I don't expect this stock to go right back up to where it came from, which is 450, 420-ish dollar levels. I don't think that it's going to fight through these levels right here, right now. So that's the video. That's the update for TSLA. That's what I'm watching. See you in the next one.